Hi, I'm Alba Anthony for BET Talks. Today I'm with Lauren Baker, brand manager for the Crown Act at Unilever. Thanks for joining me today, Lauren.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, let's get right into it. The Crown Act is important, obviously, for us as Black women. Can you tell me about a time, or if you've ever had to hide your natural hair for work or for your career? And if so, how does it feel to just be natural?
Yeah, it's so interesting. I think thinking about my journey with my hair and thinking about what is perceived as professional or not. I know throughout high school, there are some people that went to school with me that had never actually seen my hair curly because I had been straightening it every day, trying to kind of conform to this idea of beauty standards that straight hair is either more formal or you're kind of taken more seriously and all those sorts of things. And it really wasn't until the end of high school and going into college that I truly re-embraced what my curly hair can do and the fabulous styles that can come from it and the versatility. But I remember there was a very specific moment where I had graduated from college and I was starting my first job, and I worked in management consulting, which you're working with people at Fortune 500 companies, with C-suites, executives, many, if not all of which do not look like me. And I had this moment where I had to take a headshot. And it was this kind of internal debate of, I know all of the kind of beauty and the confidence that comes with the way that I was wearing my hair, but also some of the downsides and the kind of fears that I had of, it's my first job. Am I going to be taken seriously if I come with the hairstyles that I love? Do I need to straighten them for what comes out of my mouth to kind of be heard by these people? And so it was really a debate of do I kind of hide bits of myself to be able to be taken seriously in the workplace, or do I kind of come as my full expression? And I'm so happy that I decided to make the decision to take that headshot with my natural hair, because I used it for years after that. And I think you could even tell in kind of the expression that was coming out of at that picture that I really felt like I was fully myself and not really hiding anything. But I know that for many people, that kind of moment doesn't necessarily come, or they don't necessarily feel as confident that they can kind of come to the workplace and be able to be taken seriously with different hairstyles. But it really was a hard debate that I thought long and for several days on how I would come, just simply for taking a picture. And that's why it's so important that the Crown Act exists, is to be able to allow people to come fully as themselves and not feel like they need to conform to meet expectations that have kind of been set for years ahead of us.
No, absolutely. That's fantastic. I mean, and you're right. We've kind of all had some sort of experience in that way. I mean, I know I had that debate that when I cut my hair all off, it was like, oh no, what are they going to think? Are they going to think it's not professional? Is it going to be a problem? Are there going to be issues? So I think we can all kind of relate to that. Once you made the decision for yourself that you were going to be natural and you were going to be able to wear your true self to work, did you experience any race-based hair discrimination?
I personally didn't experience it within the workplace, but I did have a coworker who came to work with these beautiful, beautiful braids, and was told by a colleague, we need to be really formal for this presentation coming up. Let's make sure that we kind of look put together for that. And of course, like, put together is such a crazy way to be describing something that takes hours and takes so much money and so much love to be able to put in. And there were kind of discussions and education that needed to happen. And thank God that colleague didn't need to take out the braids. But those kind of microaggressions come up all the time of people kind of who might not understand the love and the joy that goes in and the pride that goes into our crowns, but to need to have those conversations. One statistic that we learned from our Dove Crown research in 2021 is that 1 in 2 Black children experience race-based hair discrimination as early as 5 years old. So it doesn't even need to be in the workplace that happens. We are having young people kind of being told, based on grooming policies and different biases, that even at a young age that their hair is not suitable for school. So imagine the impact that has as they enter the workforce years later.
Oh, wow, absolutely. So why is the Crown Act so important to pass into law? based on, what you've shared, it sounds like it's an urgent imperative, correct?
Absolutely. The Crown Act, if you didn't know, Crown actually stands for Creating a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. The legislation itself really prohibits race-based hair discrimination. So that's discrimination on hair texture and hairstyles, inclusive of protected styles. So braids, locks, twists, bantu knots, all of the kind of spectrum of beautiful hair that our community knows and loves. And so the Crown Act actually protects against being discriminated against in schools as well as in workplaces. And so it's so important, as I had mentioned, to be able to have the community come and be their full selves in the school context, but also being able to come to work and fully kind of celebrate the beauty that is our hair. And it's so important for us to pass that. And to date, we've passed the Crown Act or legislation inspired by the Crown Act in 19 states, which is so exciting, as well as 43 municipalities throughout the country, and it's continuing to grow. And we've actually passed in the House of Representatives at the federal level and are now trying to push it through to be able to make it, to pass it through the Senate, which would then make it illegal nationwide. So we will not stop until hair discrimination is over nationwide, but it's so important to make sure that our children and that our adults and that the community is really protected.
No, absolutely. It sounds amazing. I know you're doing a lot of work on it. I wish you the best of luck, and I want this for all of us.
Thank you so much. It takes a village. So love for everybody to kind of join us by joining the movement at dove.com/crown to sign the petition, to email their legislators, because it can't happen if we don't all come together and kind of keep this movement going.
So thanks for all the work you do, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you.